All right, a couple days ago, I made a video talking about why I think we're near a market top. And when I say top, I don't mean all-time highs, but I think we're near a short-term high. Um, and now you can see today's candle of the SPY gapped up and engulfed yesterday's to the downside. That's pretty bearish. Now, I'm not claiming victory on my prediction or anything like that. It's just worth noting that I'm telling you, being in the trenches every day, you start to see you start to see changes when you trade every day, all day long. You sense it quicker, I think, than other people who are at work 9 to 5 and then come home and check their stocks. So again, I'm not saying that we've hit a top, but the market's trading differently. There's definitely some weakness out there. Now, something interesting to me, and I was talking about this in the chat room today. 185 area on the SPY was resistance for quite a while. All right here. And again, for about another week, and then it came up here and had trouble, then busted through, but stayed there, then went down below, but then finally broke above. Well, today, it did go down below 185, but it ended up closing above it. So to me, that's interesting, and that 185 area is going to be one to watch. A lot of times, former resistance becomes support, and it'll be interesting to see what happens the next week or two going forward. Okay, now, in the weakness today, I'm embarrassed to make this video and tell you I didn't call one short. These are 5-minute candles of the SPY. It's not very hard to connect the tops of the candles loosely and see what the market did today. I mean, it was just relentless selling all day, basically no bounce at all. I only called a few longs this morning, and I had a decent day. And the last hour I said in chat, I said, if you didn't take any shorts today and you're green, take your money and go home. Be happy and call it a day, or something along those lines. And then I went on to say too, if you didn't take any shorts today and you're red, still be happy and call it a day. Because there's also the danger when you're having a bad day of risky trading and trying to get your money back in the afternoon. And that's you don't want to do that either. I always remind people, especially on a day like today, that hey, tomorrow morning there will be way better opportunities than there will be this final hour. Okay, because at this point you get to the final hour over here, you feel kind of silly shorting. You feel like you're chasing it short, and you also feel silly going long because the market's so weak. So I did nothing really all afternoon. I put out some ideas. A lot of them worked, but I didn't take them. I gave an idea on QLIK down here for a bounce, and it moved up over 50 cents from about where I suggested to call it. I mean, that's an example, but I didn't take it. Okay, my calls today, CDTI. If you've seen my videos, you know this is what I like to do. I like to have plenty of charts up of stocks that have had recent big moves. You can see this big move here on CDTI. These are 5-minute candles, right? Just a really big move there. Okay, and then this was yesterday, which did next to nothing. And then today, it's hard to see. I'll have to zoom in for you. I'll turn these arrows off and zoom in. And this was the opening 5-minute candle right here for today. All right, and then it put in a little bit of a lower high, but a nice narrow range, like a dime range. So I simply called this long over the high of the day. I said 471 with a 460 stop. And look how quickly we're in the money. And in the next about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that, it went from 471 to 515. Percentage-wise, that's a day maker right there, okay? And that really started off my day very well. And then it didn't do much the rest of the day, slowly winded down. Actually, I mean, you could almost argue it had relative strength to the market, as weak as the market was. PXLW along those same lines. PXLW was really strong, about a week ago, and it's just been down ever since. Well, then today, this was the opening candle. Put in a red candle at the open. I would have liked to have called it over that red 5-minute high, but I didn't see it, and I was busy with CDTI, making money there. But then I saw this thing kind of flagging. Okay, so there's the 10-minute high, and it's kind of flagging below that. So I went ahead and called this long at 641 with a 630 stop. Again, about 11 cents risk, and look at that. Nice volume coming in and went all the way almost to 680. Another nice percentage gain. Between that and CDTI, I'd already met my goal and then some for the day. INVN, though, was the best call of the day by one of our moderators, Ayal. INV and gapped up on, I think, on rumors that it's going to be in the iPhone 6, and then kind of had that shape change we look for, possible capitulation to the downside here. Although you didn't have great volume, but AL waited for it, watched it bounce, and then watched it go sideways right there. And just called it really over this little, I mean, if I had 1 or 2 minute candles, you'd be able to see it better, but he just basically called it over this little flag once the bounce was in, and then it was going sideways. And his call was 21.31 with a stop only 9 cents below. So there's a little flag, and there's the trigger. Stop 9 cents below, and look at this, closed very strong, went all the way to 22.02 for 71-cent move in our favor on 9 cents risk. So there's the highlights from today. It's going to be interesting watching the SPY going forward. As always, I'm a big morning trader and the afternoons. And one of these days, I'm just going to start jumping on the motorcycle in the afternoons. Just make my money in the mornings and go on. But you never know. You hang out all day. Sometimes you can make some nice afternoon money too. And there's probably guys that specialize in the afternoons. I am focused on and do much better in the mornings than I do in the afternoons. To me, the afternoons seem just choppy and just not as tradable. So, all right, I'll quit babbling. We'll see you tomorrow.